Tesla CEO Elon Musk has reached a deal to buy Twitter for about $44 billion. Regulators and shareholders still need to approve the sale before it can go through, but Musk is on track to own the social media giant sometime this year. So for more on the sale, we want to bring in Dan Patterson to join us to give us a little more clarification. So, Dan, great seeing you. Twitter sort of resisted Musk's earlier attempts to buy the platform, though I guess when no one else is asking you to dance, because I don't think there were any other people, really.
Nobody else came in, no white knights.
It's hard to resist. What happened? Why did things change? I didn't even know Twitter was for sale.
Hey, it's good to see you both. Look, in a word, money. So Twitter's board and other executives close to the firm and appeared last week to kind of rebuff Musk's offer. But that's what happens in public. What happens in private, very different story. Look, there just wasn't competition. There weren't a lot of other suitors here. There was talk for a brief period of time that maybe Cisco would step in or another very wealthy individual. That all seemed to be a lot of noise. There just was no one else with the capital and the desire to buy Twitter like Elon Musk. Much like the real world, when it comes to buying Twitter, Elon had very few peers.
So, Dan, help me understand. What does Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter mean for the platform? And you know, it's interesting to me. I know that there are people there are conservatives and Republicans who are celebrating this, and there are liberals and people on the left who are, running around scared out of their minds about what this could potentially mean. I find that fascinating because, as Kara Swisher pointed out on CBS Mornings this morning, the majority of people are not on Twitter. As I've been saying for a long time now, I only know people that are in D.C. or in the media bubble or people who like to make a lot of noise that are on Twitter. I don't know anyone in my family. And I have my nephews are teen boys, preteens and about to go to college. They're not on Twitter. They think it's for old people and insiders. So explain to me the strategy here and why you see the consternation or the exuberation from some in the political sphere.
Glad Twitter is for old people and insiders. Look, that's a reality. Twitter is not the largest social network in the world, but it is, at least in our world, it's the most influential. It's the most important social network. What Musk really bought was, just like we had a celebrity president, now we have celebrity CEOs. He really bought himself influence and power. So it doesn't really matter that Twitter isn't the biggest social network in the world. That's not what the competition is. The competition that Elon is in is for influence. It's for power. It is to make himself the most buzzy CEO in the world. And he did that by buying Twitter. That doesn't mean that he has a TikTok dance lined up. Doesn't mean he's going to go viral on Instagram. It means that he put himself where the media lives, Vlad, where you and I live, and we amplify signals. So Elon just made himself the loudest signal in the room.
Anne-Marie said that yesterday.
Yeah, and I said specifically, I feel like we amplify some of these tweets because, as you point out, the vast majority of people are not on Twitter.
They're not on Twitter, but then a major news organization picks up a tweet, whether it's from the former president when he was on Twitter or anybody, and that gets amplified. And then people who are not on Twitter are saying, hey, did you hear?
Right, it's true. But, it's not just about, I think, the free speech, unregulated speech, whatever. I mean, he's the richest guy on the planet. But he still needs to take out a loan for this, right? So he's still going to have to furnish that.
And Twitter's never been profitable. Let's talk about money.
So you wonder about other changes about how do you make it profitable, right? Is there going to be a subscription, sort of set up or whatever?
Does he care?
And I wonder, does he care? But I mean, he's got a loan. I mean, I guess you could use any of his other companies to pay off his loan.
Yeah.
But is anybody talking about that at all, Dan? About how do you make Twitter profitable, and does he have a plan for that?
Look, Elon took out about $21 billion from Morgan Stanley. He also borrowed against his Tesla stock and added about $13 billion of his own cash in order to do this, in order to ironically take Twitter private, meaning it's his company. He can censor whoever he wants and he can amplify whoever he wants. It is his company now. We could see new features. He says he hates advertising, which is the bulk of Twitter's revenue. We could see an additional subscription service. But the best way to describe potential oncoming changes to Twitter, it's kind of like that shrug emoji. We just don't know.
Yeah, and you know, one thing that hasn't been talked a lot about is he says he wants it to be a space for free speech, but there have been people who he's come after who've criticized Tesla or who've criticized any of his projects. He's got a thin skin about stuff like that. And a lot of his business for Tesla is in China. And we all know about free speech in China. Oh, there is none. So I'm very curious about how that's going to play out. Dan, always great to talk to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Shrug emoji.
I know, shrug emoji. Shrug emoji on Twitter.